Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Jupiter Retrograde Effect until November 7th, 2021. And this is especially for you coming from Gemini. Before I begin, here's my email. Send me an email if you wish to have a 90-minute session with me to know your next 9 years based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and looking at your palms. I'll show you how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers. It's a system I will teach you once and for all. And I'll show you how to formulate all that energy to be able to connect with your soul. I'll teach you that as well. We'll talk more about this later. Now, the Jupiter retrograde, according to astronomy, it starts on 20th of June 2021 and ends 18th of October 2021. But then, according to astrology, the effects can be different. So, for me, from 19th August onwards until the 7th of November 2021, we'll have the worst of this Jupiter retrograde. So, you coming from Gemini, because you are in the calendar year 2021, you can have the worst of this retrograde. Be careful that fast moving planets like Mercury, Venus, Uranus, and even Saturn are moving in disarray due to the effects of this Jupiter retrograde. It's not a question of physically moving that way, but getting the vibrations which are not very steady for you. So, you coming from Gemini, you have to be very, very careful. Now, talking about planets, the planets Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Moon, and Neptune are moving along very harmoniously, but they are brought about disturbances because of the fast moving planets and because the calendar year 2021 is not stable. People will have difficulties in starting things or ending things. And while their actions may be wanting to go ahead, the development will be very, very poor. So that's what happens. Overall, if you know friends, if you know people who are born in the period of Cancer or Leo or Sagittarius or Scorpio or Aries, you have to inform them that they may be able to be even benefiting from this Jupiter retrograde. But they'll have to respect their superiors, control their egos, and not allow their excitement to overcome and control other people. Also, tell the people that you know who come from Gemini and Virgo and Capricorn and Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, and Pisces. They have to be more careful because these group of planets, this group of sun signs, they are organized by planets who go very much against the planet Jupiter itself. And so, this Jupiter retrograde, that's how it affects people generously. I want to talk to you about the ages of people. You coming from Gemini. So, ages are always very important because not everybody at every age feels the same way. So, you coming from Gemini, if you happen to be the age of 21 or 30 or 39 or 48 or 57 or 66 or 75 or 84 or 93, you'll have to be especially careful during the Jupiter retrograde. Whether trouble from government, whether trouble from superiors of any kinds. And in your area of job and business and finances, you'll start to have serious issues very unmanageably. You will get them becoming worse and worse. So slow down the speed by counting to five before you act or say anything. And in the areas of romance, marriage, and family, there will be disruption and disappointment due to the Jupiter retrograde. So the energy it sends out to you coming from Jupiter is a negative energy. And whether it's money, whether it's job and business, you have to be especially very, very careful, and personal life as well. Regarding your health, be careful that your backbone will be in danger of something or another happening to it. Either nerves are being caught or either injury may happen. So move about very slowly and don't risk yourself in any kind of physical way. Accidents are possible because you from Gemini are going to be sometimes unnecessarily in haste in this Jupiter retrograde. And that's how you get into trouble. So you see, it's very important. Now, apart from the ages, other areas are important. Colors, for example. You coming from Gemini, I would say avoid the color purple at any cost. Otherwise, you will attract energies from Jupiter which will be very negative for you. So try not to have purple and you will somehow stay away from the impact of Jupiter. That's how it happens with colors as well. These are all energies we get from planets, sometimes good, sometimes bad. So this Jupiter retrograde regarding countries that you may be in, be careful that countries are very badly affected during the Jupiter retrograde period. Financial areas, countries are going to find in a very difficult situation. And of course, the natural area of the countries where earthquakes and floods and all that difficulties will be seen. And you'll find that many of the governments of many countries affected by Jupiter are going to be very much in disarray. But coming back to you, you need to slow down in this period of retrograde and think about the plans, think about the past and present and future. And you got to slowly find a way how not to get yourself into a bind by getting too excited in the period of Jupiter. That's what it does. Wanting to change jobs, wanting to change businesses. Don't, because you'll further get yourself in misery. So try to be careful. Regarding this 90-minute session I have, yes, I'll talk to you now about it. And what I want to do is that for your next 9 years, to let you know how to cope and how to improve your next 9 years, age by age, calendar year by calendar year, how to formulate your own personal lucky lottery numbers as well. I'll show you the system, how it works. And I'll show you how to connect to the soul that you have. You already have it. Everybody gets one. How do we activate the energies is what I will teach you so that you get on ahead in a very supernatural way after having connected with your soul and your colors and gemstones and direction energy and so much other energies to teach you. So send me this email and let's have this 90-minute session to know your next 9 years. All it will cost you is USD $50. And let me have the chance, based on your date of birth, time of birth, and most importantly, reading your palms. That's the most important part of it all, because nobody in the world can have your palms. Whereas on the date of your birth, 2 or 300,000 people are born. So the specialness comes from those unique palms that you have. And that's what I will read as well, other than your date and time of birth. And I look forward to hearing from you one day with this email. And so that I can get you for the next 9 years to do the best of your lifetime. Well, until we meet, I wish you a good life. Thank you. Goodbye.